Welcome to the Steve Reeve Podcast with the best moments from the past week and a few things that didn't make it to air. Thursday.
The Goofy movie, a Goofy movie. One of the best, ultimate nostalgia, and I'm seeing a lot of love for it very recently because it is reaching its 30th anniversary with an accompanying brand new making of documentary on Disney Plus and everything. I'm absolutely going to check that out. It is so great to see how many other people of my generation loved it too. I mean, sure, it was a big movie, like any Disney movie is. It's Disney. The giant, unstoppable mouse house institution. But to be fair, like, it wasn't as big as others, giants of the era, like Lion King, for instance. But people remember, and I'm so glad to be a part of the group, part of the family. People remember the road tripping, the Bigfoot sequence, the best looking cartoon pizza ever seen, the perfect cast, and of course, the songs by fake band Powerline. They did not need to go that hard, but they did. And they did it for us. I remember so much about it, including the physical copy VHS that we had in my family that a friend of mine spilled peach juice onto. I'm talking like the crystals mixed into water, peach juice forever corrupting this small section right at the end of the movie. So you'd play it and everything would be fine until it was not. And it would be totally garbled for like 30 seconds right up until the iconic Goofy scream. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Cadbury's claiming the world's largest Easter cream egg. How big is it? Well, it's so big that the Easter Bunny was thought to be tragically crushed this morning underneath in a horrifying holiday-themed accident. No, I'm kidding. He just ate his way out, right? To safety. Okay, it is big, but it's not that big, according to Sky News Australia. I mean, how big of a thing are we talking about here?
The sweet treat comes in at 90 centimetres tall and weighs a whopping 45 kilos.
That's a lot. That's a lot of food there. I mean, for us kind of stuck in the just north of America realm where that doesn't immediately ping off an actual identifying size. 90 centimeters, that'd be about 35 inches, 35 and a half inches tall, 45 kilograms, roughly just under 100 pounds. I feel like that's doable in a weekend.
It's time for Cruz Music News with Steve Reeve.
And this is coming out of left field. Woman named Gillian Schreiner, the wife of bassist Scott Schreiner, who is a member of Weezer, was shot by LA police and has since been charged with attempted murder. Apparently there was a shootout after a car chase that was revealed afterwards yesterday afternoon. Backup called, hit-and-run incident involved, fleeing into a residential neighborhood where things went down. This is absolutely wild. A Schreiner, who is also an author and utilizes the pen name Jillian Lauren, is in police custody and now facing this charge, and I'm sure there's going to be more to come from this. Weird. Metallica in the news as they are sharing a trailer about a documentary not so much about the band, but about a fan of the band called Metallica Saved My Life. And they say it explores our world through the lives of fans who have supported each other through highs, lows, trials, and triumphs for over 4 decades. It's going to be some good representation on screen for those fans. It's going to be coming out later on, though. Check out the trailer just released now. Arcade Fire back again, Canada's own. Haven't really done much since 2022, but that's not the hugest gap. They have just released the surprise announcement of a new album called Pink Elephant and the first single, Year of the Snake, that arrived just yesterday.
You're listening to the Steve Reeve Podcast from 100.5 Cruz FM.
We're giving names to the different kinds of potholes that you'll encounter this morning. I mean, I hope you don't encounter them this morning. We're naming them this morning. Try to avoid as much as possible, but that's just easier said than done right now. You've got the coffee spiller. I think this one is, we're mostly familiar with this. The reason your cup holder is perpetually sticky and why the spare shirt has been put in play recently. Usually it just kind of sits there until it's in need. It's now in need. Then you've got Crater McSmash Tire. Big, impossibly deep, and just as difficult to avoid somehow. There's the Alignment Assassin, the kind that seems small. Maybe you'll just roll right over it, barely even feel it, but it has just the right shape to really give your entire steering system a beating. That's no puddle, that's a battle station. You thought you were going to make a splash, but now you owe some cash because, well, repairs are needed. And then there's the Rim Reaper. the kind of pothole you hope you never encounter, because it is the death of hope for your rims. One or more are going to be forever disfigured by this one. And then, of course, there's Pothole, my roommate in college's nickname, but, that was for entirely different reasons. Get it? Tire? Okay, that was a stretch.
Friday.
This weekend, it's coming back. The Last of Us Season 2 begins once again through Max / I guess Crave in Canada, and the Sunday night is when we're going to be able to watch it. And I love that we're going to be returning to weekly television. Either the weekly release or the hybrid of you get like a few episodes every week, and then at least people have a chance to catch up. I'm not the biggest fan of the entire season all at once situation, unless it's something like Is It Cake on Netflix. That we can just absolutely dive right into. But having a chance to actually talk to people in your life about like a big event-based TV show again, I love that. I miss that from when I was younger, and it was a more common thing. So The Last of Us is going to provide once again. And for those who have played the games and know what's coming and what is potentially in the plot for the TV show, because it does change a little bit, I'm just saying shut your mouth. Just shut your mouth, because there are a lot of people who have not played the games and they just need the chance to go on this journey. NASA has got a real crappy job that they're willing to pay $3 million for. Really, they're looking for a solution, and that solution is to poop on the moon. Waste management on the moon, including but not limited to human waste. And the estimate is that astronauts doing their thing on a mission, going up there, could generate 96 bags of human waste during a 4-person 30-day mission. Yeah, give or take. Depends on what they've got in the food neutralinationer thing, the 3D printer of terrible bagels. Such a weird thing, but it is a legit thing, an announcement, a partnership between NASA and the University of Alabama, and they've got 2 different tracks where people can legitimately come up with ways to make the best out of, really, not even making light of the situation. It is literally quite a crappy situation. $3 million? Yeah, sign me up. I'll try to figure something out. So, Weezer's in the news. Apparently, they are holding their Coachella appearance as on the books still, despite the bassist of Scott Schreiner, or the wife of bassist Scott Schreiner, being involved in an altercation with LAPD. She was in a shootout and has been arrested after suffering a gunshot wound in said shootout just over the weekend. That scheduled appearance, of course, might change. We'll have to keep our eyes on it. John Bon Jovi is getting some pushback from a New Jersey mayor about his not-for-profit restaurants. It's been over a decade since he and his wife started the JBJ Soul Kitchen, where they do try to also, in addition to selling food, provide meals for homeless people in the area. They've got 2 more locations. They had a milestone of 200,000 meals served across all of their different locations in March of this year. But the mayor of one spot, Tom's River, is saying, hey, get out of here. You are getting the town's homeless people to congregate there, and we don't want it. He said, if you're going to turn this into a homeless shelter, cut everyone a check and give them a Barnes & Noble gift card. Very sensitive. Depeche Mode sharing some news about a new movie that's going to be coming out called M, of course, a concert film. They actually got a ton of footage from their shows in Mexico City and their Memento Mori tour, which was through 2023 into 2024. That's on the way, but of course, hold your breath, because they haven't even given any idea of a release date or release window for this movie, just that it's coming.
Hey Alexa, play the Steve Reeve podcast.
Have you heard of the hostage situation in Waterloo, Ontario?
Close to a week now. We can't even leave our house. It's crazy. We never thought this would happen. Just thought they were 2 geese. And then all of a sudden now the dad is angry. He's flying at everyone. Old people, kids.
Even knocking people over, flying into cars. I don't mean like hitting them. I mean like the open door. situation. That from a story on CBC about a group of people who are trapped by this little gang of geese. There's 2 or 3 of them, and it's not just these people in the house. I mean, it's the whole neighborhood. There's footage of these fowl messing with every single person who dares to walk down the street. At one point, they chased people with grocery bags down and stole their croissants. They do tend to treat Fort McMurray as kind of a quicker stop. They don't spend a ton of time in the year here while they do visit. But when I was evacuated to Calgary back in 2016, I remember having a daily altercation with geese at a downtown park as I was trying to get myself to, the work site. I stood my ground. There's no way they were getting my croissant, but I was sweating. I'll tell you, I was sweating. This is very cool. On the phone line with me is Nate Tucker, really talented runner. Not every day I get to talk to somebody who's got medals, gold, silver in the Canadian Paralympics, and beyond that, like record holder, a world record in middle distance running. You're training right now for 2028. How are you doing?
Yeah, everything's good. Everything's going well. I had a little bit of, I would say, not my best year last year, but learn everything from those not so good years. So I'm just building, and hopefully I'll be in the best shape when LA 28 comes around.
Yeah, no kidding. Take the years where you don't feel like it was a great one as the ones that you learned something from. And speaking of learning, what you've been doing is virtually mentoring students at Dr. K.A. Clark's school right here in town. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so I work with a company called Classroom Champions, or a non-for-profit, and honestly, I just really connect with their mission. For me, I had an amazing group of individuals, being my family, who was mentoring me early on in my career. And then after I got paralyzed in 2005, my teachers played a huge role. And I still talk to, from my 5th grade to my 12th grade teachers, I still talk to all of them. And so truly, with mentoring the kids here in town, I see myself as just an extension of their teacher, and hopefully a teacher uses me as a tool and to help any way. And we really dive into things like goal setting, how to handle stress, your full range of emotions, persevere and overcome obstacles. And, like I said, again, I really truly believe in this mission. And honestly, the kids, twice a year, they get to have a live chat with me, and they ask me any question they want. And, they definitely ask me the gamut of questions, that's for sure.
yeah, kids love to do that. Yeah, that is, the filter's gone, but they're curious, and that's the most important thing. And you get to meet them today. That's the coolest part.
Yes, this is my first time actually getting to meet one of my classes. I've done some Classroom Champions events where I got to meet some other classrooms, I'm extremely excited to be up here and be able to meet them, and I'm sure we'll have plenty of fun conversations, and they always make me laugh, and I just hope that I could make an impact on 1, 2, or 3 of them, and if it's more than that, then I would be very grateful for that.
That's such a cool mission to hear. To have the time and the passion to give back and to reach to the younger generations is just fantastic. In amongst all the different things that you've achieved and all the training that you're doing as well. So that's really, really cool. And so I hope you have a great time at Dr. Clark today. I went there when I was in grade school. So those hallways are familiar to me. And being a student back in the day, this is something I would have loved to have had happen. And so I hope that those kids are appreciating it, and you make that connection today.
Yes, I'm so excited, and I think it they make a huge impact on me too, so it's not only me on them, and I'm so excited for the fun-filled day.
Thanks for taking the time to chat this morning, and I know you're going to have a good day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me on, Steve.
Transmission over. Want more Steve? New podcast episodes happen every Friday, or just tune into the Steve Reeve Show. Weekday mornings starting at 5:30 a.m. on 100.5 Cruz FM.